AYV Television on Channel 33 with the broadcast live from the studios at our Freetown. With the online AYV News, and I'm sure a lot of viewers don't get used to the new Facebook page. We moved from AYV Sierra to AYV News, and a lot of people they get used to it now. But that's the new platform. Also with the broadcast live with different programs, and also this program they go on. But welcome to all viewers from across the country and across the world, especially with people on our Facebook. You know, as I can always say, on our opinions, comments them, keep informed on who that we forget as guests at this show, waiting at the issues that we for discuss. But as we can always ask, you know, we get right for get different opinions them, for disagree. But we can always appeal that we do them respectfully, because the bottom line is, me believe say every Sierra Leonean wants salon for better. Irrespective of who they support, which political party you belong to, which party they are part, because you just want for going to hospital and get the right treatment. You want to pick in for going to good school. You want public transport for be better. You want an environment we conducive for we all as Sierra Leoneans, you know, no matter how they support. So in as much as we disagree, make we disagree respectfully, because we all are salon people. My name is Lamran Abbas, always welcome to the show. And inside today on program, we can talk about transform Freetown and a lot of other things the way they happen currently. As we all know, the registration exercise they go on, and it's very important for make we all register, because not only when you register, you go vote in an election. If you don't register, you don't get for votes. And if you don't vote, tomorrow you go sit down and begin things say you wish you for being don't take that decision. You know, for elect who that you want for be leader in this country, whether in a local council, parliament, or the presidency. Inside the Leone edition, I get the privilege for get with me, the Mayor of Freetown. I worship Madam Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr. Welcome, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much, Lambrana. Glad for there.
It is a pleasure having you on the show today. And we go start with, you know, how has it been for you? You look very relaxed. Has it been that, you know, have you been enjoying this work? It's 4 years down the line.
Well, it don't pass 4 years now.
Yeah. Because
we don't pass the 4-year anniversary. And yesterday, I think say a lot of things then come together for me, because I go to Kedam as part of Freetown, the Freetown, a monitoring visit with Yado, Estelle, Amadou. Big shout out, guys. Great work in the team and great collaboration with Ward C. I go there, and as we walk through the forest, we walk up by the water side with the dam, just being in nature, I tell the tree growers, the team that we did say, this is why I ran for mayor. I run for mayor. I don't get political background. Not ever did in politics in my life. I joined a political party at the time in order for contest for mayor. I mean, I joined a party where I choose, and I'm glad to say I joined that party when I did All People's Congress. Okay. But that notwithstanding.
Did you become a politician in 2018, 2017, 2018?
I guess if you become elected, then you can't.
No, I mean, you joined the party.
In 2017.
Okay.
Just in October 2017.
Okay.
But waiting, I've been trying for say is, I've been there in nature, and I tell them, I say, this is why I did it. This is why I ran for office. Because these trees, you know, this water, you know, the memories we flood back of growing up now, FBC, come out school, put your bag down, you know, grab something for it. Then you go up botanical gardens, where you go working at the water, where you go fishing. I say, I sabi out for fish with safety pin. I sabi out for fend the warm with the cane stick, the dart thread when we use for kite, and at the fishing. Over the years, that beautiful landscape we've been don't lost. And that drive me for run for office. So what's it been like? The challenge where I've been seek for address initially, and where I continue for seek for address, now for prevent the destruction of the environment, where the impact directly on the lives of the people in so many ways. Because some man will say, wait to make all this man talk with tree, whether in a landslide, whether in a mudslide, whether in a flooding, whether in a tourism potential, all them thing then tied in with your environment, your health, your well-body, the air where we breathe, the fresh of our air. So all of them things and the impact the life of Freetonians, then tied in with environment. What's it been like? I've been there 98.1 this morning. And I tell them, say, when I've been in a contest, of course, never having been in public sector before, me assume, say, the legislation where legislation where you can rely on, say you go able implement on the basis of that legislative framework. And one of the things then we fundamental to waiting and call urban management, then I foresee how you run a city, you know. Lambra, I would just imagine, say, Yana Freetown.
Yeah.
This table. I don't know if the camera, they pick up the table. You able to see the table?
No, we're not able to see. No.
Not able to see the table, okay. Well, let me just assume.
Let's use this to, okay.
They don't do them. You doubt you guys there?
No, you don't get the table.
Let me assume, say, this table na Freetown, okay? Where they manage, pass me Watala at one more.
Okay.
Thank you. Where they manage an area, waiting at the things that where you feel to say could be most critical to how you be able to manage that area, the built infrastructure. In other words, usa you put house, usa you put school, usa you put road, usa you put drainage. If person be able to wake in the morning and do whatever they want without any reference to you, where they say responsible for manage this space here, you don't feel to see a challenge? Not a major challenge.
So now the challenge, now the major challenge and the way you don't face?
To me, I want to say, let we not underestimate the value and the importance of land use planning. Why? Because waiting you plan, now you go explain or enable you for do you work. Let elaborate on that small. If you not plan, and you, or let me say, well, there's no planning in Freetown, we know that. But let me come now to the link between planning and building permits. If person able put the building middle of the water, not to flooding in the cause, not to losses for council and for the people them. If you able for build nasai usai road no day, usai even tricycle no go day for take you dirty, for go collect you dirty. What you go happen to you dirty? What you go do with Guess.
You go dump and a gutter.
You go dump and a gutter. Or you dump a middle. Well, we not get road, but you go dump and at the nearest water side. And you go see the dirty they come from up the hills, they come na the center. So you they begin to understand what they say. There are a lot of challenges. The challenges them boku. And my papa tell me today, say, even they listen me na radio democracy, he say you keep on to use this word, then for devolve building permit and land use to people, to council. He say, Yvonne, how much people listen at devolve? He say, talk and straight, let them understand. The Baba say, make I explain to Famble, they say, what we mean by this is, the one way get the power for decide who that for build waiting, according to the Local Government Act, if for be council.
But there was a committee. Reality, there was a committee of which the vice president been the chair. I can recall there were announcements of the functions them to be devolved to council.
You are quite right.
How far with that?
So on the 7th of March, where you see, I remember the dates, 7th of March 2019, yes, indeed, His Excellency the Vice President, in incapacity as the chairperson of the Interministerial Committee, he sent out a press release. He say the government, they fulfill their promise in the New Direction Manifesto, say within 1 year, then go devolve the functions to councils will not be devolved yet. Unfortunately, after it take that very constructive step, one of the other ministers, the then Minister of Land, go on a radio about 2 weeks later and talk, say, I don't want quote unquote exactly, but long and short of it is no devolution. In other words, that power for let the councils them, and not to just Freetown City Council, in case anybody want feel to say this is just about Freetown, this is a national issue. He said no, it not gonna happen. And from that day to now, 2019, we don't go 2020, 2021, 2022, that 2023 we defend. So I left just as they come, a World Bank team. I just been greet them quickly, and then I left them at the office where they work on land management administration. Then they talk about how forget the most out of the way we manage with land, and they not been get any idea. That's what I tell them last week, say, yeah, not so like other country them because most places, land use planning, building permits, then put them at the hand of the local authority because now you didn't grown.
So, Madam Mayor, why is this not happening? Say the former minister not been one lay happen. He's gone, and there is a new minister. How much Yusuf don't engage?
Oh, we engage. I was so thrilled because when Minister Chirag first came, even before then he go through Parliament, he paid a courtesy call to me. And I want to give him credit for that. I be so appreciate him for way do that. And he talks like he really see the benefit of for let we move forward with the revolution, for let that power move from the central government to the councils, not just me. And all we personalize them. This is not about Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr. It's not even about Freetown City Council. It's about moving local council across the country because building permits is a local issue. A management of the space, whether not for collect.to, whether not Usai Road for Deo, whether not for make sure so you protect the trees, it's got to be done at the local level because this salon is too big for let you do them at the ministerial level, and that is best practice. I just come out Tanzania last month. I see a city where at the end of the hotel, I cry. Why I cry? Because the beauty where they're so proud of, na beauty we've been getting now. Na beauty where you look out the window, the lushness of the mountains, the green. You know the cut tick na Tanzania without you get permit from the local authority. You know they cut one tick, one tree, and for let you get that permit, according to the locals the way talk to me, they say you get for plant 10 trees for replace the one where you cut. And also lip service, so if you don't plant them, it don't reach 5 foot. 5 foot, yes. They say 5 foot now if you don't reach before then they give you the permit. So you see at a local council level, very practical building permit, of course, it's done at the local council level. When I can travel, I can always ask, you know, Lambrana, the one day we don't travel, especially the one day we, you know, work with people them, like England and America, they all know. For let you even extend your kitchen and then place and the local council you go to. Because the services where you need for be delivered to you, we're impacted, but by this urban space, what is where, those services are being delivered at the local level.
So why is this? What do you think saying at the challenge? Why is it not being devolved? The vice president don't announce say it should be devolved. You had the former minister not being agreed for making them devolve. We don't get a new minister like you mentioned over 2 years now. So.
Well, there have been very many meetings. There are 2 World Bank projects, including the Russell P project, we name Resilient Urban Sierra Leone Project, Russell P, where resilience is about how you make sure, say, particularly with this increased extreme weather, where we get under this climate change, where rain they come, like, you know, we see the kind of rain where they come. For make you more resilient, then self look and say, we need for strengthen the capacity of local councils, not to just FCC, for they're able for execute the land use planning and the building permits function. But we, Freetown City Council, we go ahead of them because inside the Transform Freetown, we see the importance of this. So we actually get so much support towards this. Besides the team, where we don't get in-house of 3 dedicated people, then when our land use planning and building permits, then don't spend time to design, to work with the institution of engineers, work with the institution of architects, for design a process. In addition to that, GIZ and the mayor of Mannheim, they self don't come on board and they self don't give funding for let we get 2 full-time people them for work on this. World Bank themselves don't make provision. So you get the capacity being built up, and then there's something else very, very important. And make I tell you how all of this to connect and fit together. When you talk about city management and you talk about resource for a city, everywhere in the world, from Vancouver to Bangkok, from Accra to what I go say na East Kampala, major source of revenue for city na property rates. Now, waiting have been one of the challenges that we are meet to our come as mayor na Freetown City Council 2018. We books were manual, then you know, one side, but the process of discovering new properties been very cumbersome. I discussed with the team, and they said they can go out and pretty much scan the environment. I was like, hey, no, enough for be so. This will be automatic, because when person can apply for building permits, if you immediately update, you property register, which is what happens in other parts of the world, you know? So this new mob tax system where we don't bring CAM, we move from 37,000 properties on the property database to 127,000. How we do them?
That's mean more money.
Technology, yes, more money, but also compliance is needed for the more money for CAM. Okay. And on that note, residents of Freetown, we deadline for pay your property tax. I'll make sure I talk to the camera. You deadline for pay your property tax na the 30th of September. We begin announce them. Let nobody know they're in a position we get for charging a penalty for non-payment.
And that is less than a month.
Less than a month, but you've had from January to September. So it used to be January to March. We extend them because we knew the system was new. If you move from 37,000 properties to 127,000, you know, say many people, they come into this for the first time. But make I explain to you who said that building permits
I want to
come in.
Back. Yes, I want to come with you to that. You know, I still want to understand in your own you know, opinion or findings, why you think, say, this function is not big. The other functions where they perform, right? Where local council, sanitation, education.
No, again.
But they take care of some schools.
So, Lambrana, these are the anomalies in this with local government act. I mean, one of the things that the new direction may talk, where again, it was something I was excited about, where sadly not all happen. I remember the time where the then Minister of Development, Honorable Nabila Tunis, showed me a diagram where it showed all the different acts all the different legislation, where the conflict among themselves, then how them in plan for streamline them, so that you not go get that confusion over roles and responsibilities. You go make sure, say, so that you go get improved service delivery, all man know waiting and they do, and no two institution not get the same function, because that day confusion can come out. So when you say for education, for example, when you look the act, and you say, I will use that word again, devolve, but I'm going to explain what devolve means. Devolve means, say, you take the power from the central government. The central government say, yeah, local council.
Power and resources.
Power and resources in theory. Yeah, local council, I want to let you do this. So now I tell you now, waiting at the team with education. So education, for example, you go say, we get the schools there under we. Where the budgets?
You know they receive money for
the money we get for schools, oh my. I actually have it on my phone, and maybe there'll be a minute when you go talk, when I go get chance for look them up, but I go able to tell you the exact figure. The exact figure is so small compared to the 360 or so junior and primary schools, junior, secondary, and primary schools where they're underway. And that money there, now you go look, say, waiting council go able to do. So like, for example, we just don't do 185 table and chair. You know, that now with the money, the budget from council. Of course, we as council, this money we want at the pay property rate, we can take from the back. We use them, and then we also can raise money internationally for support. But I want to say, who is responsible for what? So schools that are open, you know, and when it comes to, what would you imagine? Painting of schools, fixing toilets, all of those things, it's not spelled out. Supervision. We get a project where we call school
the money
mentors.
For them schools there with the subsidies as well, where they receive?
I not believe say that subsidy mentoring actually they with we, because the subsidy not come through councils anymore.
But how una they monitor?
How we go monitor? Waiting go be the basis for the monitoring. So now this has say there's a lot of room. I was excited where they may say then go review the Local Government Act and bring clarity. It wasn't just we go devolve, we go give the power. It was also we go be clear about waiting that power entail.
Madam Mayor,
unfortunately, we not don't get that.
Is it because council not get the capacity? Councils, should I say, not get the capacity for handle, you know, them functions that make the government say they still need for hold on to them, so that, you know, people them go get the services where they need?
Well, no one believes so. I don't believe say.
But where you can council, you were very clear that there are a lot of issues with capacity.
But you can build capacity, and we don't do a lot. you know, and sometimes capacity is also a question of giving people, making sure the person they in the space where you need for day and they get the support where you need. Because if you day, like where I come, as I'm going to say, the own source revenue where we get at the time was so small, right? To the point where we make a commitment, say, we go, it was 7 million. 7 billion leones. This is a
now
city of,
generate.
yes. Now we set a target, say we go increase them fivefold, you know, and we budget this year now 49 billion, which means there's so much more you can do. So if you're not getting revenue, you're not getting resource, because what may not happen over years, that's what they call social contract. Sound like big English, but very simple. Now we can call osusu. When person knows say, if I put inside the council, I go see council can and do the work. So it will not reach a point where people are not going to pay, because if only 37,000 in this one whole city of 1.2 plus million people, because we know the population of Freetown, you know, if only 37,000 households, then when they pay property rate, or not even say pay, then when they be charged, because compliance and charge are two different things. Then after a while, you go say, but I pay, I know the see. Then you will not pay now. Then people like sit on me, the talk way I can love for you, only so that I can challenge them. We can say, but council get money, we pay. I can say, you pay? Did you pay? Who say you pay? Because it's just an easy thing to say.
The issue of capacity I still ask about.
Yeah.
You know, we make, you think say that is why?
I don't think so.
So why do you think
so
these functions are not evolved, Madam Mayor? Why do you think say they're not
evolved? Let me give you an example. I think that exercise where the government be start in 2018, where they say, let them take all the different legislations and let them map the crossovers and see how they can streamline, and so you don't have this duplication, you don't have this confusion of roles. So for example, Lambrana, when rain come, the other day, we get big flooding now, Wilkinson Road, you know, there's confusion as to whose responsibility it is. In actual fact, road construction is firmly with SLRA, but in the devolution, in the Local Government Act, then talk say feeder roads to local authorities. For the longest time in this city, for decades, people that don't know say, Freetown City Council are part of that definition. Council been get money for do then small road repairs. But in 2018, when we came at a meeting at SLRA, I was told there are no feeder roads in Freetown, none. So you not forget nothing. Council no longer gets any money towards that, but it's not clear, okay? Then it also not clear, say if gutter day and it's not big enough for the water flow, say now engineers then for don't do that design, and if changes happen, because obviously some people will not forget Lambrana. If today we see Pakistan underwater, if today we see droughts na China, then we for no say climate change real. So wait till we will not build in the past may no longer be appropriate for today.
Okay.
So part of the role of the government institutions, we're tasked with the responsibility now for letting you be prepared and then be active.
Madam Mayor, you're still not clear to me as to why you think say they not give the government of devolve this function to council.
That one they'll feel say you for meet with the government on that.
No, but you have done the meet with them. You've mentioned, I'm sure you don't write letters. You don't hold meeting with them.
Indeed.
The vice president be don't announce.
Indeed, he announced.
You were mentioning about how you were so happy with
I was.
Dr. Turar come on
very happy.
Meeting. You served in a government.
Yes.
You're part of the governance system.
That's correct.
Why do you think say this not happen?
You see, one of the things that I think is very important in multi-party democracy, we're fledgling, where you can get the impression sometimes that as a society, we don't understand, say, it's important for there to be political space for all parties to function, and that the fact that we get different parties at different levels of government can actually be a strength in terms of how we build democratic understanding and exposure of the populace. But another side of that is that you can also see a situation where there there can be room for misunderstanding and misinterpretation.
So is that because you're APC? And
so allow me to tell you what's in the answer I want to give, okay? What I try to explain is, me feel to say sometimes in this multi-party democracy, that sometimes, not always, because that not will be true, but sometimes it can tell, like, say, things that way for be seen with an administrative and development lens, they be seen from a political lens. That's a my own assessment. Other person might say not the case.
So is it because you are APC and the ruling party?
Well, Lambrana, you see, you want to make a key explanation on behalf of somebody else.
No, I'm not asking how you feel. You
well, we don't say what I feel.
Leader. You are the leader. Yes, you're saying
I don't say what I feel. I don't say
democracy.
I don't say
because you are APC, and I make you think, say, the multi-party democracy, how you think, say, for working, not working that way?
I think, say, you don't simplify and too much, you know, because we work on a day-to-day basis. I have many counterparts and colleagues in government.
No, I'm asking specifically about devolving certain functions.
This land use planning and building permits. I think say it more complex than that. Okay. Because I actually think say for definitely, as I said, I think on a general level there is sometimes the challenge with looking at somebody from a different political party as a partner in development. I think sometimes, not always, at all,
not
always.
They're not seeing you as a partner.
No. Lambert, you know what I know one do? You know what I want to do?
No.
I want to talk on behalf of somebody else.
I'm not saying you're talking.
I don't tell you my own view.
Madam Mayor, myself can get a feeling. If we get a relationship and there is something way for happen, not the happen, I would think say that because you feel say because of this, now I make this not the happen. So
but
that is what I'm asking.
I believe say, I don't tell you say, potentially, because one cannot be in somebody else's head.
Okay.
And even from a perspective of, you know, functions, I know they're not all conversations, clearly. So I don't know what discussions have been had. But one thing I do know, that for the purpose of development and effective urban management, probably the biggest challenge any mayor, now any country, now any city go get, now the inability for determine what gets built where, because that's the lead to problems downstream. And for example, this disaster will happen on Sunday, where me and the DG of MDNA and the team, and a big shout out to them, MDNA, Red Cross, Fire Force, as always, you know, when you move with them people and we move as a team, there's so much collaboration in addressing the challenges where we meet. But the thing way unfortunate is some of these disasters could be avoided by preventing people from building in place that were dangerous not only to themselves, but to those around them. So that, to me, right, what I believe say for be paramount for be the safety and well-being of the residents of this city and the citizens of this country. And if that is the case...
If that's not happening, who should take responsibility?
And if that is the case, then I believe, say, it's critical for let we look at this issue here. If in 2019, Audit Service Sierra Leone do an audit, written and called performance audit, of building permits at the Ministry of Lands, and their report, which you can find on their website, the reports give an example. They say, out of 100, sample of 100 properties that we then select, 85 of them not get building permits. And in their recommendations, in their performance audit report, they recommend, say, let government pull the power for issue building permits from Ministry of Lands, let it send and go to the councils. If that report's then we don't see them kind of challenges and they happen. I believe, say, we focus on how do we address this problem.
Madam Mayor, this is happening. This is a problem. Like you mentioned, over the weekend, people die. People only die. Who should take responsibility for this? You know, that we will address them problem they are way for preventing that. Who should take responsibility? Council, government, who should take responsibility?
Lemon, I believe, say, when it comes to taking responsibility, it comes with who has the authority.
So it's not your responsibility?
Since we don't issue building permits, then I can't see how if person go bill na what's aside we know to we get in the paper for bill day. And because we not getting the paper for bill day, we sitting them right now.
But some people are there under property rates or they mark them under rates.
No, you see, that is the joke of it all, Lambrana. Because I don't hear this. Well, if then they let them not pay, if not to give them, you know, it's not the issue. Where did disaster happen? Would I right now don't take excavator, they dredge the river. No, that's
so it's justified even if them bill now waterway for let them.
Oh, wait, let's just tell you something. Right now, even though we not to we get the permit, and the people then don't show we sit and get permits, I'm saying this, we don't put demolition notice. Now one property within the build inside, you know to Brookfields, man? No. Okay. Then they build inside the waterway now. Like you come out, okay. Then they build inside the waterway now, Brookfields. There was a similar one in Lumley, where that day, I think na Jetel, I mean they pass, somebody will pass, will catch me on camera. I jump inside the gutter. And I say, no, it will not be done.
So in all of this, the people for blame the central government, not council.
Why do we want to focus on blame?
No, I'm asking. It's someone should take responsibility. If people are dying.
Yeah. So
imagine,
what I
watch your video. I see.
That day,
small picking and dying and that thing there. And this keeps happening. So
four small picking.
And no one is taking responsibility. Who should take responsibility for this?
Lambrana, the person who has authority must take responsibility.
And that's not you.
It's not us. But having said that, we are prepared. We are prepared and we are asking. People don't say to me, including the meeting I had with the Ministry of Lands, you know, they tell me, they say, Mayor, even if we give the power tomorrow, disaster still will happen the next day. And probably that's true because the damage has been done. But it doesn't mean we should still keep doing the wrong thing. Okay. We not for continue for turn a blind eye. We not for continue for the give permits side. People then they get permits. Then they tell you say nobody not can have for can.
Madam Mayor, what council don't do for address environmental issues na the country?
Well, first of all, we not get the country. There's a whole Ministry of Environment, a whole EPA, NPAA.
That's a mistake.
We're just Freetown City Council.
I meant Freetown. What council don't do? What yourself don't they do? For address them problem there instead of just saying because
instead of no. I'm not saying. So let me rephrase that.
That has been.
Now you push for saying who is responsible.
No, that has been,
my mantra has not.
That has been the main issue. I watched your video.
Yes.
You said if council bin gets some of their responsibilities there.
We would stop the decline.
But
we
what
would.
Council they do where the responsibility are not there? What is council doing?
So tell me, Lambrana, I want you to tell me. So I will answer your question, but before I answer your question, I want to ask you a question. What do you think you say? You get on the rope? You get on the cow, you hold the rope?
So then give the cow, then hold the rope?
Is that the expression?
Yes.
Okay, let me just get the expression right, all right?
Yeah.
No, I'm not even sure if it apply, but I mean just one sort of like puts that framing. You sit on a Lambrana now, you say to me, waiting council they do, waiting council they do. You know, I know that we don't have the power to stop people from building in the wrong place because the power not passed from government to councils, one. But that's notwithstanding, we still do. Make I tell you what we do.
Yeah.
And that things and way, you know some of them, sometimes you don't know others. Number one.
A lot of people sometimes they back way no know.
Well, this is a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Because one of the biggest challenges where we get this kind disaster now because of the deforestation.
Okay.
I start with Danuso.
Yeah.
Earlier on, I start with the deforestation. I mentioned yesterday, I've been in with my brother in district. I've been in Chairman Cashaw in district because in Freetown, the tree town, the million trees we're planting are across 13 catchment areas, water catchment areas. We include catchment areas in the Ward C. So by planting and growing trees, big distinction between planting and growing. You can plant, you turn your back, tomorrow, then can't bulldoze them, then can't cut them. You don't know.
You
know
what know. Plant and grow.
We plant and grow. How will it grow? Because we get growing teams. We get people that when they walk, like Jairatu, where if you go on my Facebook page, you could see where I interviewed her yesterday, where he talks in in living this. He said, "Enki mokam, say na idleness you depend, but he know the value for let he plant and he look after them, take them day because then he protect the waterway right then in community when Toke Dam 1, with 5,000 people in water, plus 3 hotels depend on them. And whether or not we do one at Tower Hill, or we do one at Babadori, or we do one at Mount Oriel.
I just want to ask you side the tick. How much stick on don't plant so far?
We don't plant 630 something.
Now Freetown, yeah?
Freetown and Ward C. So for let you see them, we don't, just look inside with this so. Across the road, just go inside that compound, we don't plant over 1,000 there.
Okay.
Inside that Guma compound.
Okay,
yes.
On the other end?
On the other, just across the road.
Okay.
Then, no, wait, you mean on the other end of waiting?
There is a Guma compound where I know of, where they close to AYV. Yeah?
Yes, as you come down the road, you turn left.
Exactly.
Yes. And right across, but you know, well, at the end yesterday when I made the video, one of the things that I explained to people, I say, when I look, within this encatchment area, we say 30,000 trees don't be planted. You go see 30,000 trees stand up? No.
So those trees, how do they come to Freetown? That now Ward C you go plant. So.
Freetown, the tree town,
yes.
is about protect. No. Freetown, the tree town is about protecting Freetown. You see the hills where they all around Freetown.
Imagine if you talk about planting trees. I go and look up the hill and see say. Mayor don't plant trees then, and also I've been clear up down the cover now. But how is that happening?
No, you did see them. You did see them. So you could see them on Mount Oriel. If you did.
What's part of Mount Oriel?
So, Lambrana, I don't know if you get any idea of how waiting that length of a tree. So when you plant a tree, it begins first as seedling, the small one. No, so
yeah,
it grow, it grow. And first when you plant the tree, then can normally dry. Okay. All right?
Okay.
So me can tell you, say, after this program, for the purpose of viewers, I go do 2 things.
Okay.
Now you Anna the put them because I know say this program not to live. So when una the show later, you go not able for put the link. Yeah.
Madam Mayor, on Freetown are they work on?
You know
where they call so are they go them side and they?
And you go see the small tick. No,
so all these
we infill.
All these small right now.
We don't plant for 2 rainy seasons. So yes, you're not going to see an oak tree, you're not going to see a mango tree towering above you. Of course you won't. Okay. Remember, let's all
who's part of Mount Oriel? So I go fend the tick.
So waiting I want to do because it's so easy. It's so easy, Lambrana. I hear the cynicism in your voice, and myself are so glad because
I'm not. No, I'm asking. I'm asking because I want to know.
Lambrana. For let I able to show you the trees. It's very easy. Before this program is done, by the time you air the program tonight, I go give you the link so that you go able go and see the GPS coordinates.
Madam Mayor, which specific area you go tell people and now they watch? Who are we not go able to see? We go say, okay, let's go to this community and
Thunder Hill.
Which part not Thunder Hill?
Up the hill. Me don't walk go there. So, and which I go describe under that mango stick behind that woman in house.
There areas there, Madam Mayor. Now make her ask you. As I be Thunder Hill, I don't get not kissing me go up. As I be Kuntolo, as I be Bishop compound.
We plant by Bishop's compound. Give me other one.
You call the side there. No, but
Lambrana, I'm the mayor of Freetown.
Yeah, you get Freetown.
I know, but I know we don't plant in 13 catchment areas and many sites. Okay. So wait till me want for do because I believe in doing things in a way credible. Okay. If I call the name Lambrana, the person where they watch na Moritong, sometimes you don't go know what they talk about. So make it easy for you. Okay. I give you the link where you go put some. I want you to put some on the screen.
Okay. AYV go always show.
Yes.
AYV go always show. If we not show na this program, if we can always show.
But yeah, I believe saving this program because we get the conversation now.
Yes, but what
Lambert, what I try to tell you is every tree we don't plant, you're able to see them.
Okay.
Through the link, you're able to see the GPS code and you see because we track the trees.
Okay.
If we able
how many trees you don't plant? In the Freetown?
In the Freetown, it covers Freetown and Ward C. Okay. Why? Because the catchment area where water where we drink na Freetown, na Guma they come out. Guma not there Freetown. But if we want to protect water na Freetown, na Guma catchment area with the plant trees. Do you understand? So we get that synergy with Ward C because waiting happen at Ward C. If flooding happen or disaster happen at Moteme, then I would see. But also we end up na Kaningo, Kamayama. So Freetown and Wotsi, we connect so closely. You can't say una Freetown no more. No. But it didn't have Freetown. We plant in schools. We plant in Bengonde.
You got good relationship with Wotsi.
Of course, my brother.
The same party.
No. I get very good relationship with the mayor of Bo, with the chairman of Bo district, with the mayor of Bond. No, local council, we're a family.
Okay.
You don't mean to say you get for the same party.
I'll ask one question quickly. 4 years and some months or so, you don't pass 4 years from where you were elected. Have you been getting the support from central government for able to achieve what you want to achieve?
I would say it don't be an interesting journey. It don't be a very interesting journey. I believe, I will take them in two angles. I will say from the angle of the Transform Freetown agenda, and I use this opportunity for clarify something, because I can see on our social media, Boku, 18.3 billion, government give 18.3 billion for Transform Freetown in 2018, not so. The good thing about government and fiscal transfer mean the money where government give councils or even the MDs. We all know saying a budget season don't cancel now. You go here, register Ministry of Finance, they call we all for go pan budget. And the budget will really go, how mayor they come or features the council, Naso McKinney, Naso Kono, Naso Kaila, all man they go. And when they go, you get, as I've been explained, then place them where governments don't say, we don't devolve this to council now on our work this. Whether, for example, the PHUs, government degree, like for this half year we don't pass, so this 6 months, it was 59 million. 59 million. 9 to councils for 72 PHUs. So that means to say one PHU will get between 1 million to 2 million for 6 months. Okay? But the point what they try to make is that money all the money we count government they give, it gets in line. Nobody know they can't say, Mayor, yeah, go do it you want, go do it some. No. And that budget where they be made for the PHU, now the DMO, now they sit on at that meeting. For the library board, now the head of the library, now they sit on day. For the where I call Macaulay Street Hospital, now the medical superintendent, now then they make them budgets for how that money for be spent. Council enroll, where government send and to we, then functions, then they all get a bank account with the send and the bank account. When they're ready for use them, with the co-sign, we set the SIDOM together. So the money where them been talk about 18 million, now the functions, that budget for 2018, in fact, it wasn't 18 million, it was 17.something billion, rather 18 billion, 17.something billion, where it was budgeted in 2017 for use in 2018. It was dispersed at the end of the year in 2018. 2018.
With 2019, you don't get it?
No, 2019, you don't come, but you know, those are all the budgets.
So government, they give council money?
Like every council, but it's not for Transform Freetown.
So back to the question.
It is specifically for agreed budgets. Where don't sit down in budget hearing, whether na hospital, whether na fire force for the community engagement, whether na library board for the running cost, na specific. The only thing where they can call them unconditional grant is a very small amount relative to our cost when for sanitation and
so then the support stands from Freetown. If you get them money, then they for
whose money? So like for example for
the
this
unconditional grants where they talk about.
So let's just say this 6 months we just done so. We are very grateful. Everybody will be grateful for everything, right? But for the 6 months we done so, now 780 million, around about, call it 800 million. 9 we get for 6 months. Make I tell you what we spend per sanitation for 1 month, over 500 million. And let's
from one source revenue. From the money
revenue, exactly. So as a percentage. So the reason I bring this.
What's clear is government supports. Government supports.
No, I would say.
No.
I would say government, because we have a Transform Freetown budget and we have a devolved function budget.
Yeah, but you take from that devolved function money for put pan sanitation. We're not part of Transform Freetown.
No, you get, so, okay, let's let me just dissect this, because you know, it's in the thing we're funny in this country, social media misunderstanding. And when you can talk something, if you're not talking clear, you go see person go get it wrong end of the stick. So let me break it down so that it's clear. The first thing I want to say is nobody know the operators on island, including Freetown City Council. The fact that I'm APC elected representative mayor, not mean to say me not a part of the government of this country. I am part of it.
You get support from government?
Like every other council is an important point, because the thing what they try for highlights, because it can be used negatively. We all deny for work in collaboration. We all deny, we all are Sierra Leoneans. We for love one another, work with one another, but we also not for misinform, we comping them. And what's important now for understand, say, the money where they come to council every year through a budget process, now the same process every council they go through. The only thing where we go say, we are able to say specifically come outside of that normal 1 year budget where everybody did do. Where I go say, I get for give credit and acknowledge, and we acknowledge in the Transform Freetown report of 2019 was that in 2019, RMFA, with the support of the minister, or I say with the direction of the then Minister of Finance, RMFA that then finance flood mitigation, which is a Transform Freetown initiative in 2019.
So government don't support Transform Freetown?
Yes. In 2019, government give 1 billion, which is all accounted for, because I can see them funny talk. Paper not a lie. So even when person they talk say government give 18.3 billion towards Transform Freetown, I say show me the accounts, show me where, because government in money where they give for devolved functions, sanitation get in work. What we do in Transform Freetown in sanitation is over and beyond. It's different activities beyond that standard thing we council going to do before.
Madam
you understand that?
Back to the question. You believe, say, you don't get the required support in these four or more years since you become mayor for able transform Freetown or able change how Freetown is as mayor?
I would say the big bottlenecks for me have been around collaboration and coordination. I would say definitely the fact, say, are they, like right now, I just give you that example. Say inside Waterside, Waterway how they call them? Brookfields, a structure. Exactly. For me, the fact that we get for take time to go deal with all of that one day. The other thing when a major challenge, I would just even use that Congo Water example for talk about collaboration and coordination. Congo Water, when we see the pillar, then they go up. I write to Ministry of Lands. I write to Ministry of Environment. I say, look, I say, then they build the water side. They write to me, say they will get back to me. Now the construction done. The water side don't block. So for me, that's a challenge.
Why are people not collaborating with council?
It's not even collaborating with council. Remember, take Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr out.
No, I'm not saying you. I say council. Why are they
take council out? Why are permits being given to build in waterways? Isn't that the question we should ask?
No, I'm asking generally, not only about waterways.
Why we go day?
You don't talk about
I remember
education.
one morning, I get frantic call from the council in Abotomoku. He say, Mayor. He say, right now, people that don't come with police, then they clear the whole mangrove, then destroy the entire mangrove. Why are we destroying our natural environment?
Apart from environmental issues, with education, with other projects, why you think, say, people are not collaborating with you? Is it because your political background? Or
I look like saying this and the question where you want for continuously
I just want, because this is affecting
delivery.
Exactly.
It's affecting service
if you
delivery.
Believe that is happening, and that is what is happening. You get project the way.
So the way I can always look at something like this, me believe say collaboration is key.
But it's not happening.
It's not happening to the extent that I would like it to happen. Absolutely. I believe say we get issues. Let's take for example.
Because you need a agree for collaboration.
Oh no. I don't go accept Andy. I don't go accept Andy. Because even for example this flood mitigation this year, right? We team go. The CA, the engineer, the MDU, They're all going to RMFA.
But you've been accused of making tribal statements, political statements. Say then why are this party then we know.
You see this. Let me have been say social media. I'd be very careful. The irony of that. I'll say it again. Words taken out of context, audio illegally recorded and then edited. But you know what? Let me finish. Yeah. What matters in life is not what people say on the media, but the reality of experience.
You regret saying that?
The reality of experience. You see Kemokai, Mustafa Kemokai, we're like this. Okay. And I want to tell you, and he will tell you, when in Mama Kamtong recently, wait till I finish my sentence, be respectful.
Yeah.
I beg for you.
Go ahead.
When in Mama Kamtong, this is just the mayor. When in Mama Kamtong, and I joke at a joke, in case anybody wants to make a thing about that too. When in Mama Kamtong recently, Ibrahim came to my office, he said, Mama, I want to introduce you to me other mama. That is the reality of relationship. Okay. So with what people take out of context, I won't even give the credence or give
but that is out there, Madam Mayor. You said it. It's the way your word.
Lambrana.
Before you can react, we play the audio. We get the audio. Let me just play and quickly here. Maybe you will get different thoughts about it. Let me just play an excerpt of them quickly.
City Council. Now we go get to start. When the campaign comes, before and it's Michael Johnson, we build road, this. I don't say one year they sell themselves, we're not doing anything, but we still need to be able to say, look what we do now, look what we do now, look at you, like how we touch lives there now. How I could do that if we not stay together? But I know we'll come to them, the flag, red flag. Let them go and talk, say, look how it victimized, because of the message that it victimized people. At Timapa, say, no way they want another cannabis council. And thanks be to God, we'll come on parliament so. Who does sit next to me? Bombs municipalities, SLPP. Both district, SLPP. And then lead. In fact, they were the main spokespeople. We just add. Parliament don't cancel the team, that recruitment. They don't say, null and void. Let them cancel them back with me, now wait for recruits. Now wait for recruits. Because how goes on here with sanitation on a flagship? You go bring Mr. Kemokai come. When we tell Mr. Kemokai say do so, he tell me, Boabi say no.
That was your statement, Madam Mayor.
Right. So first of all, at the echo.
Yeah, no, it's okay. They've handled the sound.
Okay. First of all, as you heard before, the start of it, I said, I don't fly red flag. I don't victimize anybody. I didn't work with everybody. I want you to get that context. Then I also want to let you understand, say, you have spent a very long time in this interview continuously telling me that am I not being supported? Am I having challenges? You know that I've had all kinds of inquiries, been taken to Parliament, administrative inquiry, ACC, which is totally false. There was even a special audit of Freetown, the Tree Town. So you have said continuously, is your work not going forward because you're not being supported by the government? The question there was about the recruitment process.
Yeah.
The recruitment process and the expectations say, if somebody is being recruited by the central government to come and work for me on my flagship, it is to come to make sure.
And enough of people are busy person.
No, that's no.
No, but you said that.
No,
that's your word.
No, I did not say that. No. Lambrana, I actually want you to stop. You heard it, and I heard it.
But you mentioned Boa Bise.
Yes, but did I say I not go work with the Boa Bise person? No, I did not.
So what does that mean?
Not.
What were you implying?
I did not.
What were you implying?
I did not say that.
So what's it imply?
Waiting, I say, and I'm actually really interested that this is the way you're trying to put it.
No, I'm not putting it.
No, Lambrana,
it's not me. It's been out there, Madam Mayor. No, you don't need to accuse me. This is not me.
Okay, all right.
It's been out there.
Lambrana, allow me for answer.
Okay, go ahead.
That two things. One, the context of that. One, a conversation which I was saying, recruitment should be done by the council. A conversation which I was pointing out, and this has been one of the interesting things. So I know, say there's been all of this, she's tribalistic. I will say it again. Tribalism is how you live. It's how you live. It's the reality of relationships. And there is nobody in this entire world we go talk, say, I don't ever be tribalistic, all right? The question of you having government impose on you, there's a video going around yesterday, all right? There's a video going around, and I'll make this analogy. I don't know if you see them.
No.
We don't know what it is yet, so you can't say no. Now, a video where the registration process is being spoken about. I don't know if you see that one day. It's in a government building. There's a gentleman in white, and he is at the mic, and then there are colleagues around, and they talk about the registration process. And somebody they send them out, say, this is happening in a government building, planning, and what is interesting is the use of the language. All right, so there's an association with government and the language. So the point was, or the point is, and it was flippant, and I've said that it was a question of this is being imposed by government in order for the person to say no to my work.
Could you have said something else? You regret saying that?
Lambrana, you know, one of the things I'm actually going to move off from this point now, because I don't think it's worth
No,
this.
I'm asking if you
Lambrana,
saying.
I actually think that when somebody's having a conversation in private, right, and it's being illegally recorded, that coming on a public platform to say, do I regret saying that? What I regret is the fact that the intention, I've made the link just now. I've explained that we've just seen a video where a language is being used and representing government. The point there is this is being imposed by government. And what did I say? He will say no. So an expectation, which is one that you have constantly implied, an expectation,
Madam Mayor, why
which
I'm
is
asking
one
you this?
that
Why
you
I'm
have
asking you this?
constantly
I have had the Minister of Information here.
Yes.
Reference the same statement.
Really?
We say you be no make tribal statements.
So it wasn't a tribal statement. It was a statement out of frustration.
I'm saying what he
that
said.
government
and you
is
said, don't mention,
imposing.
say, they've used this against you.
Yes.
Now the national broadcaster, the SLBC,
yes.
for connect you with what happened on the 10th of August. So that is why I'm asking you about this.
Well, I don't think that's a tribal statement, because I believe, say, tribalism is not about frustrated statements of, as I made the link.
So you said that out of frustration?
I made the link just now, because as I said, there's a video, and I can share it with you. There's a video going around where the conversation is English, but it's also in, in Mende. And that's happening in a government institution about registration. The point was, central government, I think a lot of you...
I don't know who said that, but I'm saying, you're not the mayor.
Lambrana, this is not the mayor.
No, I don't know who said that. I've not seen the video. I'm saying the statement you made, you are the mayor of Freetown. You're not leader. You get a lot of people the way they listen to you. And
no, so Lambrana, when you make a statement...
No, I don't know which video they compare what you say with this statement.
So
I don't know the video. I don't know who said it. You know who said that?
When as mayor, I'll find out who it is.
Okay.
When as mayor, I didn't make a statement in the public, a statement in a quiet conversation in a room, which was supposed...
I
know the people within the meeting.
And you know who leaked that?
Well, I know 5 people. I don't know who did it. But I suppose what matters is it gave me an opportunity to actually experience what it means to be in leadership and to be misinterpreted and misrepresented. But what was interesting was that video was done that conversation happened in February.
Okay.
February the 17th. The video came out, the audio came out when I put my foot down and said no, and I wrote a letter. Not only did the audio come out, but the audio came out as a media campaign. When that audio came out, it came out with articles, with write-ups, with commentaries. And in the end, most people never heard the audio. They heard what people wanted them to hear. They heard that she hates Mendes. Total lie. I will end on this because I'm not... Wait a minute.
Quickly before you end, I want to ask, would you have said it in another way than mentioning Mr. Kemokai?
I didn't. You just heard it. You just heard it. I didn't mention tribe. I just said... It said hello. Hello, how are you?
Now, like I go say Jaraman.
Exactly.
If you say it, you're relating it to fuller people.
Yes.
So I'm asking.
I was relating it to a view that I had that potentially what would happen was central government was giving me somebody in order for them to say no to my work. As it happens, this man has actually turned out to be a gem.
Okay.
We work really closely
Mr.
together.
Kemokai is your friend now.
He was always, Mr. Kemokai was never an issue.
Okay.
The issue was a process. And this is the thing about spin. This is the thing about effective spin. This is something I have to give the government credit for. They've been very good at. They spun it. I think the correct English is spun. But they did, absolutely. They took a conversation 6 weeks prior, and at a moment when I was making a point about process, in order to distract.
Okay.
And this is also, but it's also been handy. Let me finish.
Let me finish,
Lambrana, let me finish.
Yeah, madam, you don't get all the time.
Hey, but Lambrana, possible for talk. Now you call me for camel. That's all.
No, but you don't talk. You don't make
no,
the point.
Now you bring something calm.
Do this spin against you.
Lambrana. Adeya, as mayor, me one grain investigation, yeah. This, that, accusation, yanda, lack of collaboration, lack of collaboration, yanda. Make I ask you, make myself turn on to you.
Okay.
What's in your own thoughts?
About that do against you? I don't know, me not a politician.
No. What me know is it's been endless. Okay. It's been endless attempts. Let's tell you one thing, Lambrana, we are really grateful for. I'm grateful for the fact, say, what words are used, misused. People, I remember talking to a journalist around this time. She'd never heard the audio. But by the time she had heard all of what was said around, she had now believed, contrary to everything she knew about me, that somehow I hated people from a particular tribe. I have, how old am I now? I'm 54. In my entire life, in all my relationships, past, current, and indeed future, there is nobody will go tell me, say, I get anything against anybody from any tribe. I am surrounded by people from all tribes and work with people from all tribes. But it was convenient because why? This not mayor, we been get votes from across the political divide. And when you want to make somebody an enemy, you know it's the most easy thing for do? Play on the emotions. Okay. Give the impression, say, like they've done with the corruption. Can't put smoke and say, oh, she has corruption charges. I have no corruption charges.
They say you don't pay.
I not pay nothing.
You don't know that pay?
I not pay nothing. And Lambrana, I'll tell you, let's look at the other side of this. Lambert, wait a minute. I see you.
No, go. I've been just trying to read the statement where ACC say.
Before you read the statement, Mr. see him. I see him when you see him. I see him when the press release come out. But you know what happened there? The same thing will happen with this. The same thing, a concerted media effort for paint me into a person I am not. You go through somebody where they walk in a council, look me, you don't ever come in my office?
No.
Look me office, look the person in office. The person has an office in council, not the streets we go pull them. She works in council day in, day out. The approval process, where it go through before it travel, signed off by all the processes. The auditors say, in their view, we not get procedure, we match that. Yeah. The auditor, Seth, also raised this on page 434 in respect of the office of the First Lady. The auditor, because I talked to auditors afterwards, I'm also an auditor. In their view, audit report, not anti-corruption, there you go. Okay. This is a policy, a procedure point, which should have been discussed at Parliament. They said, well, you go explain that Parliament. We put our response. Our response as management was, we do have a policy, and our policy may not have been documented, but we go document them, because in the past, people then don't travel. We don't take Makitum and go City of Hall. We don't travel, we're disabled, and this happens every day. So why? ACC, that's the interesting thing. So I see it in the same way as I see this. There is a determination, it seems, that Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr must be maligned.
You don't know that pay this money at all? You don't ask ACC to know who pay on your behalf?
ACC call me and tell me, say, person pay, and then want for show me the press release. And I say, why? Now me pay? I don't tell them, I say, I'm not guilty.
Somebody go pay. You don't ask them for no that pay.
I tell them, say.
What is your name? Your name is your list.
Listen, no, but my name is, what I said to them is, my position remains the same. I not thief money. I not own money. Lambert, you know, say on the 2nd of August, ACC then call me and say, let me appear with Shorty. Shorty, you know what Shorty mean?
Dana, before them pay this money?
Yes. They call me. I mean, thankfully, I call me lawyers, and, my lawyers went and, said she's not coming. But I want to explain to you, Lambrana, how bizarre it is. How bizarre it is for less something way na audit procedural issue. When why, by the way, why parliaments are not able to discuss the audit? Now, that conversation for happen. The very same thing. I know money no loss.
SEC don't use audit reports and get people in for pay money back. They've done that. They've used
but
it.
I believe there's something.
And they ask you to pay back.
I believe there's some, and my lawyers said, and I said I would not. I believe there's something called consistency of application. Go page 434. The exact same query was raised by the auditors. Why was that not investigated by the ACC?
Then go after you, then go after the first lady back?
If they feel that this is actually a corruption allegation, then surely. I know it's not a corruption. I know if somebody travels and comes back and the travel is documented,
but like you say,
the travel is recorded.
Procedures, the audit is not procedure not follow. And SEC say pay the money back.
The audit reports for go Parliament. And not to the first time this audit to go Parliament and the MDA to be given the opportunity for let it explain to Parliament, which is what we expected would happen. We didn't think...
So these are mysterious payments. You
money
don't know
no loss. Money no loss. Lambrana, listen, money no loss. On the contrary, the person will travel. Even today, as I talk to you, there are 3 people in London at London Fashion Week as a result of the work where this person had to do on one of the trips. We got investments of over $4 million. So why would $14,000 legitimately spent? They're not getting cash. They're not saying yeah, money, airfare, hotel, legitimately spent with me there. Working morning and night, working hard to bring projects to Freetown.
If the audit report
because
it's not the audit report,
because the audit report process, we know, we don't know, is that when auditors then do audit report, the place who side the audit for go number 1 place now side. To Parliament?
Yeah, Parliament be invited you, right?
No. That wasn't for the audit report.
Okay.
No.
But they invite you for money.
The Parliament invites me because they say me for go accounts for how donors donor the money where donors use. I mean, but then that I think.
Madam Mayor, ending on this.
No. I
this
think
mysterious
I want for just come back to this, Lambrana.
You don't know that.
In spite of all the Parliament here, ACC yanda, not forget we get special inquiry. 3 months in my office, distracting me from doing work. 8 people at a cost I'm told of 274 so million leones.
Wait,
I mean the amount of money.
The Ministry of Local Government. They don't make recommendation. You don't implement. You implement the recommendations and then.
We don't send report back to the ministry. Then we give you a table. We say we write back and we don't never acknowledge receipts.
So the MDA not the function. The
MDA function.
Not the function.
Absolutely, MDA the function. It's. I mean, so much of it we do. We and management together respond to the ministry. We really hope that we will get a response from them. We don't respond from April. Now, which month we in now? September.
We're in September.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, Lambrana, there's one thing that's coming across. You spent a lot of time at the start of this interview, yeah. You kept on harping on. Do I think my work is being stopped? Do I think there's enough collaboration? Well, one thing I definitely think is that there's been an inordinate amount of effort, it seems, and obviously I'm not going to point fingers at anyone.
I'm going to ask you definitely. If you know this, how you don't know that they do this? You don't know?
You don't say when punches they come at you.
Yeah, but you must
have
the one
always know whose side the punch then they come
You're
from.
You're a politician. You're not a person who gets foothold at the grassroots. You know a lot of things there. You've been...
You didn't speak for me.
No, what I'm saying...
I'm honored.
No, you've been... I'm
honored.
What I'm saying, you've been in politics. For you get elected as mayor, you must don't understand the political landscape now.
You know, sir, I come into this politics as a technocrat. Okay. I've really not been getting one idea about politics.
But you still know understand.
I land fast.
So who are fighting? What's your political ambition?
I'm running for mayor of Freetown.
In 20...
I am.
You're running again?
I am.
Okay.
You know when I run? I didn't look me so.
Not tell me they determine and they. Now you party and you self go determine and they. But I'm asking.
But I don't tell you.
So you think that they make them defect you?
Hey, Lambrana. I get this policy. I don't know if you don't get some from me, but I hope so you get some. I get this policy say, I don't speak for others.
Yeah, but
one thing we so dangerous.
I go no say, because I want to do this, make them.
No, you assume. My husband can always say, you for always, you're not able to go inside person in mind. So you for always think, you for always say, in my opinion, perhaps this.
Okay.
But you can't talk, say, na this. Because
so what's your opinion? What's your opinion on this? Is it because you're running again or want to run again?
I think, like I said previously, when this election happened in 2018, I believe it's a golden moment for Salone, golden opportunity. We had a parliament where the majority na been APC. We get the president, where na been SLPP. We get a distribution of mayors and chairpersons across the country of different political parties. We get NGC na Cambia, C4C na Kono. We get Freetown na APC, Bona na SLPP. We actually had, really what multi-party democracy looks like.
Okay.
And then the first thing that happened, the MPs were removed. So the majority go to SLPP. Me, Day as mayor, and I do think if you're pushing me for an explanation, I do think whether it's, the very deliberate effort, because it certainly was, and it is now. I go say I'm again. When you heart, now it is show through your life, your friendships, the people around you, whether you PA, whether you security, those people, the people close to you, if you get something, you get some ideas around tribalism, it will be reflected in that.
Okay.
Look at who is around me, people from every part of this country. So the narratives that the people then don't attempt with so much vigor for paste on me, whether now tribalism.
Could this mean people from within your party as well? Dr. Sylvia Blyden at one point will write a lot about you. Awareness Times don't publish a lot about you. And how you think that? You're all members of the APC. She's a member of the APC.
One thing very important in our life, now for appreciate say we're all different. We're all different. God, you see, Anne, 5 fingers, each one different. And me, I think say the way how I get peace and move forward, now for focus on my goal. I start off, I tell you, say, I was never in politics in my life. I come from an apolitical family. I now realize, that we're quite unusual as a family. My parents are academics, that they're not, they raised me. When I tell me that this year I run for mayor, it was a big argument, but that's so I grow. Now I'm in the political space. One of the things that I really truly believe though, is that I will never stop being true to why I come into the political space. I don't come into this space for look for anything. I come into the political space.
Why is your comrade,
because
Dr. Blyden, somebody where people would think, say, people support you, she's a woman, you're a woman, you're in the same party. Why you get any thought about why, you're not getting her support or she's been writing about you?
I come into the political space for deliver to the people of Freetown. The environmental issues now, high on my mind. We talked about what else we do. We also don't do so much for build resilience among communities, so much training of community disaster management committees, so much work for get very good SOPs so that when rain they come, I do on a WhatsApp group, all man no waiting for do, all man no for move to higher ground. All of these things, growing communities. We do work with Coletta and Kokube on a slum upgrades. This is what I put my mind to. Okay. The work that I do. If today we're able to say, okay, we don't, create
Do you feel bad that
a
things are written? You
postnatal.
don't, as politician, you don't feel bad that things are written about you, calling you names and mentioning you as somebody with
because you're a
teeth and all that?
politician doesn't mean you're not a human being.
Yeah, so that is why I'm asking. What do you think about them things and the way Dr. Blyden they write about you?
I'm not going to pay attention to any particular writer because there are many things, and that's one of the things. I mean, recently in last week I think it was, I get a text exchange with somebody where he mentioned this ACC thing, and I said, look, you don't even understand. This is attacking the fabric of who I am, everything I stand for and everything I believe in. For me, it's not casual. You know, being called a thief, it's not just like, no, it's deeply painful because I don't want a thief 1 cent in my entire life. God is my witness. So the flip side of that, though, coming back to what I say to you is, if you are determined to focus on development and delivery, then you can't afford for you be distracted. You know, you're not much a man.
So some of them
the pain will be there.
You see them as distraction.
Yeah, definitely. The pain will be there, and what I do, I take it to the Lord in prayer.
Some names
I pray about it.
Some names don't come up for mayor. You said just don't declare at this program.
Now declare.
Oh well, you said you're going to run in 20.
Oh yes.
You're going to run next. Other names that don't come. You're looking forward to compete with Gento himself. Now, I'm we don't already declare an intention for one under the SLPP.
As I keep saying, we are in a democracy. In a democracy, everybody get right for throw their hat in the ring and be part of the context.
You sure of winning 2023?
I believe, waiting I don't do, and waiting I will continue for do, and me heart for the people of Freetown, means the people will decide for elect me as mayor. By God in grace and power, not let them down. There have been so many attempts for change the image of Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr, for make me somebody else. But I'm so grateful that everywhere I go, I still meet Freetonians. We say, we day for you. Madam Mayor, we see you heart. We see your commitment. We know, you don't get challenges. If it be left to you, you would have done so much more, and that is true. Sometimes I feel as though I'm operating at 35% of my capacity, and I think it is so sad that the time for the use, whether it's waiting for people to agree to meetings on the cable car or the CBD regeneration, things being held up. You know, CBD regeneration should have started in April. We're in September now. We have the funds, but we need collaboration in order for it to happen.
You're into politics. You know, I'm be president, you know, I'm be vice president if the opportunity comes.
I want to serve the people of Freetown. I believe that we underestimate the power of development at the local level. We don't demonstrate them. We also don't demonstrate the ability for getting international footprint and acclaim, for actually serve as a role model to other cities. Sometimes the pain of waiting to go on with all of the droya, and what it means to impact in service delivery is how other cities, you know, have really looked at our model and they're copying our model, and then we're being pulled back. But at the end of the day...
If APC get flagged there and call you, say they want to be the running mates, you ready to take that?
Lambretta, I'm really glad to see you get me in here today, you know, to talk about all the issues around Transform Freetown, the challenges we faced, our vision for the future. I continue to be committed to service. One of the advantages I'm sure that I have in all of this is that I have 30 years of private sector experience and a very broad experience on many platforms internationally. So when it comes to looking at the problems of our city, even the way in which interactions are happening, are able to get that.
Service goes beyond just the city. I'm asking if there is that call to serve at that level, you willing and ready to take it as a politician?
I don't think I'm going to go down the rabbit hole where you want to lead me.
I'm asking, Madam Mayor, you're speaking to the people of Freetown, not only Lambretta you talk to. You close this thing just on me. I'm asking. Most times when they ask a question, with somebody go on here or go on ask. So I'm asking, you're a politician, if it comes.
So being a politician, at one point you said to me, you're not a grassroots person, you know. You day in the slum communities, you day with the Makituma and them, you day with the people. And I believe, decisions like that, questions like that, it's probably better for one, not for fix you mind on waiting no day in you line in you space right now.
If it come, it come.
If it come, we will put unto God in prayer. So that's for do with all thing.
Okay.
Every decision we possible for making, now God you for take and go to.
Okay.
So if we can, we get unto God in prayer.
Okay, finally, Madam Mayor, the registration exercise they go. I've been read earlier a letter where you write there is a lot of concerns, and one of it we don't be in the issue of first-time voters, the challenge with them they get. The ECSL chairman said the last press conference they agree said they get challenged, but they don't address them. So far with Freetown, what's you not able to identify?
I just want to jump back to something you say. We're just playing on my mind, then I'll come to this question. You ask me if it hurts when people are right. I could tell you, say, perhaps the thing where people then can forget is that we all know Motaman. Me na posi in Pekin. Me mama and papa day. Me na posi in mama. Me na posi in wife. On Monday, I celebrate 30 years of marriage to my husband. Me na posi in friend.
Congratulations in
Thank you. Really love him to bits. And I think the casualness within which people then can write and try to destroy a whole reputation built with hard work and integrity. Integrity, it's not a word I use. It's not a thing I say. It's not lip service. It is real. And integrity speaks not only to financial integrity, but also your feelings towards other people. So the tribal bigotry, all of this, taking words out of context and trying to paint me into somebody that I'm not, art, for let you get to the bottom of it. Freetown City Council just did it, 17 Wallace Johnson Street. The people that all where they work with, then did it. If anybody is genuine and wants to know, what's it like to work with this woman, you can find out.
So it's hot, and do you feel sometimes that I'll not go to work today?
Oh, no, never. Never, I never feel that way. Because what moves me to go to work is knowing that there are kids who are working in dump sites and getting their food from there. This city has to grow. We have the risks of disaster. We have Kongowata School, one of the projects that I love, if I don't go to work and make sure we're able to roll out more Kongowata nurseries. That's for those who don't know, now the nursery school we will get for under fives for the Makituma and Kongowata. We're about to open the one at Crouton Road market, and we want to build one at Black Tank. I go to work because I still believe that I can make a difference to the lives of people in this city. And so that keeps me going. Okay. So coming back to the registration.
Yes. You don't register?
No, because I want for practice what I preach. What I preach is register when we sign near to you. My nearest center not open yet. Okay. Me on nearest center they open phase 2. Okay. So when I go there, I go make all man no say I don't go register, but it go be phase 2. You way the register now. Register near outside you go there because sometimes transport not go there for care you go on voter day. You ask me say how I see the thing we go. Yeah. We don't get a lot of issues raised. So last week, Friday, Thursday I called Commissioner Kone, and he said they're out of town. So I meet with Commissioner Western Area Mosire. Yeah, Zainab Umu Mosire. Yeah. We meet in the morning, and then I meet the NACRA DG Massacoy in the afternoon. Waiting on the purpose of the meeting. The purpose of the meeting, I actually don't write now to Kone. I spoke to him again yesterday, and I tell him, say, thank you so much for the meeting. I understand the issues the way ESL did raise, but I also feel to say the position where they don't take, they create another set of issues, perhaps even more significant. ECSL say they don't see evidence of fraud when it comes to verification for first-time voters. But the challenge is ECSL now, you for bring birth certificates. Now, Lamrana, me and you say, Bokupan of this country, not to get birth certificates. They're not born in a formal setting. Even the one with the born in a hospital, for letting mama come back and take birth certificate, not do. according to the World Bank, and the link did it, where I put in the letter to Commissioner Kone, in 2005, which is the year in which the first-time voters, them, if you don't born, 2018, if you're going to 18, now that year they don't born, only 48% of births in Sierra Leone were registered. If you go down now, 2004, 1990, it gets smaller and smaller in terms of those who are registering births. So, for saying now pass your car with birth certificate is basically putting a roadblock where hundreds, if not thousands, we know so many young people them where they can't say, I'm not going to do the NACRA.
Okay.
So I want for register now. According to the Public Elections Act and the Constitution, having NACRA not so prerequisite for being
register
on the voters. But if you go to the center, you go see, say, you get for go now, waiting and call the VIU machine, when at the NACRA machine, you then get for enter you day. So if you get problem day, now they the fascino.
You know they can't register.
You know they can at the VVK, when at the ECSR where you go register. So that's not a major challenge.
Okay.
The other challenge, registration booklet they done. People then they wait for hours. We also get challenged where then the report says some centers then they close early. But wait till we do, we build an app where we put in the phones of party agents, APC party agents, under the care of the councillors. And we ask them, we've just got 32, where every day then they give you an upload of issues. So we're able to collate their issues.
They share the information.
So we don't share them with ECSL yesterday. And we don't say to them, so two major requests. One, you and I know, if you say pass posting car with them birth certificate, what about the one they with Susan's Bay? What about the one that they culvert? We don't flood.
Yeah.
We don't get no records. If you say car with birth certificates now, who side then go pull them? If you say let all man go na NACRA, then go they say next month. Then you wait for birth certificate. In other words, all of them people and they not go able for register. And me, no one believes say na ECSL then plan that one day. I don't believe so their intention. So I did say to them, when I rethink this here, if we not say fraud day and yet they show me evidence, then let me make safeguards by maybe you did double the identity. So for example, the witness form, now ECSL na their manual, their own training manual where they issue 2 days before registration starts. Now day, when they show Paramount Chief Driver Head, that page 28. If you don't get that one day, the counselor spelled out in the 2022 Public Elections Act, where update the 2012 Public Elections Act.
Okay.
It did in section 24(1), say local councillor can give verification. If you say you want for tighten make them a little bit more strong, ask for 2 identity. So you go say then, NACRA say if person car with Becker and was, then they use them for getting birth certificates. But the physical cost of time and money for let everybody they come all over, they go to that NACRA office, it not going to happen. So if NACRA don't say, then it take the WAS or the Becker, una show the WAS Becker to the councillor, let it come with the witness, you put them to.
Okay.
The act also called for affidavit, statutory declaration. They say lawyer can connive. We want to say every lawyer, every JP, na fraud.
So what's in the assurance form ECSL? Una they engage on the issues there?
Commissioner Collins tell me say he email me back and tell me say he go respond to me this week.
Okay.
So we the hope for get response this week, and it's critical because you don't say this is time sensitive.
Yeah.
By the time the week they done, first phase done. So if you don't disenfranchise inadvertently, don't disenfranchise all of these hundreds of thousands of voters, not a problem.
Finally, Madam Mayor, which message you want to give to Freetonians? The pre-registration process they go on. You say you get for contest as well for being mayor.
Yes.
What's your message to them?
My registration message to everybody. Let we be vigilant in this process. We hear about people them way sometimes they may not forget their NACRA slip, they lost the NACRA slip. They're not the patient for wait for let them offend them. Then they feel to say, then they come back as first-time voters. Not do that because that can be problematic. For you, where the wait and the queue long, registrations booklet done, patient. Let me continue for report to 838. ECSL don't put a telephone line. At the end of the day, as Lambrana say at the beginning, if you vote, if you want for votes for determine the course of the direction of this country, then you need for register. Now your civil rights, now your civic duty. So let we all go out and register.
Thank you very much, Mayor of Freetown, Madam Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr, for